Hi, everybody. Welcome to Phil and Dave's Excellent Adventures. Just Dave here. Today, I am talking about the movie Jurassic World Dominion. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you are concerned about spoilers, I would suggest you go and watch the movie first before you watch this review. So, Jurassic World Dominion is the third or the sixth film in the Jurassic Park series, the third in the Jurassic World, sixth in the Jurassic Park series. It basically covers I don't know what happened after the events of the last Jurassic World movie. I guess dinosaurs are out. They're maybe attacking people. We have to deal with it. So, as far as what I liked about the movie, overall, I thought most of the cast was really good. I really like Sam Neill. I am surprised watching the movie. I'm like, wow, this guy's a great actor. I'm surprised he hasn't done more, and I want to see him in more. I love Hunt for the Wilder People. Jeff Goldblum is great in this as always. He's playing Jeff Goldblum. He's doing his whole thing. I also really like DeWanda Wise, Mamoudou Athie, and Dickon Lockman. Cinematography, I thought, in this was overall pretty good. The CGI, no real issues with it for the most part. The dinosaurs looked pretty good, pretty realistic dinosaurs. I thought all the CGI held up well. There's maybe 3 or 4 really good, suspenseful kind of scenes that I really liked. Most of it involves that sort of chase they have with the raptors as they're trying to get on the plane. So there's a part where they sort of like clothesline the raptor with this pole. Really cool, really fun to see. There's a part where Owen has to ride the motorcycle onto the airplane as it's taking off and the ramp is down, and he just barely makes it, and then the motorcycle flies out and hits the raptor that's trying to get on the plane. Great scene, really fun, like almost worth it, honestly, just that one scene. And then after that, same kind of part of the movie, Bryce Dallas Howard's character ejects from the plane, and there's this really cool scene where, you know, she's in the chair and she's got the parachute and everything, and the dinosaurs are attacking her. And then from that, it goes into her sort of hiding in the water from a dinosaur. All of that was really good. I really enjoyed that part of the movie right there. As far as there's a lot of new dinosaurs in here, there's the Dreadnoughtosaurus, Giganotosaurus, the Therizinosaurus, Moros intrepidus, all sorts. If you're a dinosaur fan, you know, like I was when I was a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people were when they were kids, a lot of great stuff to see here. You know, a lot of good new dinosaurs, and they all look pretty good. And overall, I do think the concept, the idea that dinosaurs have sort of taken over and are just a part of everyday life, is a really interesting concept. As far as what I didn't like about the movie, I didn't like all of the acting. I was honestly a little surprised that I thought some of Laura Dern's scenes or line deliveries weren't as good as they could have been. Same thing with Campbell Scott, B.D. Wong, and Isabella Sermon, who played the little girl. I forget her name now. Maisie Lockwood, that was her name. So yeah, I think with some of these, I know Laura Dern and Campbell Scott, B.D. Wong are all great actors. I've seen them act very well in other things. Roger Dodger's great. B.D. Wong was great in Mr. Robot. So I can only really blame it on the direction then. In that case, I feel like a good director can usually get a good performance out of any actor, no matter how bad they are. But then again, like I said, Sam Neill, dude couldn't act badly if his life depended on it. His accent's not great, but captivating. He's a really good actor. I really like Sam Neill. Yeah, I didn't like the Maisie Lockwood character very much. I don't want to, say too much about the actress. She's, I think she's 15 or 16 in real life. She might have been 14 when they were filming the movie. Her performance isn't terrible. She's a kid, but it wasn't great, and I don't like the character. I just don't care about her whenever they're talking about her character or explaining her character, who's supposed to be sort of the grounding kind of thing that kind of makes you care. She's supposed to be the person who's your sort of a POV character or something. And no, I just really did not like her character or care about anything that happened to her at all. The story is the main issue, I think, with this movie. It reads like it was written in crayon on the back of a kid's menu. It is really, really badly written. It's embarrassingly badly written. It's impressive that a movie with this kind of budget would have such a terrible, terrible script. It opens with this sort of exposition dump of this like kind of fake Now This News cast. I like Now This News. They do some good stuff, I think. But I didn't care about that. And overall, really, the issue I have with this movie is the way that they handle exposition. I've probably said it before, but it's important. It's I would say one of the most important parts of a plot is how you handle the exposition. And in this movie, I don't think they did a very good job of it at all. The directing is very uneven, too. There's some scenes that look great, some scenes that look very amateurish and sort of terrible. Colin Trevorrow is the one who directed this. He's a good director. I really liked Safety Not Guaranteed. I want to rewatch it now because I'm really questioning whether or not I like him as much as I think I do, because, wow, this movie was terrible. There's, oh God, the dinosaur hand thing that Owen does, where he's like, stop, stop, you gotta stop. And then the girl does it, and then Sam Neill's character does it. Like, what is this? Who do they have superpowers? I don't understand. Is this like, hey, maybe there's an animal behavior expert who can explain why, oh, actually, that does work, but I don't think it does. I can't imagine that it does. And I don't think it's a good idea. If you're ever attacked by a wild animal, for all means, don't try to put your hand up and stop it. That's not how animals work. Yeah, in this movie, people do stupid things all the time, just constantly. Everyone in this movie is a complete idiot, and it's hard to watch people be so stupid, especially when they're only being stupid to further the plot. And when these are people who are not supposed to be stupid, these are people who are supposed to be some of the smartest people in the entire world, and they make the dumbest choices all the time. The whole promise to Blue about getting her kid back was stupid. I don't care. It's a dinosaur, for God. Come on, what are you doing? I feel like they're kind of trying to do like the Alien 2 thing where like Ripley has to go back for Newt, but it doesn't work because A, it's a dinosaur, not a human being, so I don't care. And B, this isn't Alien 2. Alien 2 is one of the greatest action movies of all time. This is one of the worst action movies of all time. There's a scene with the Giganotosaurus death scene where he's fighting the Tyrannosaurus and the, what's it called? The Therizinosaurus. Cool scene. Yeah, I got to see him stab the Giganotosaurus. Cool. Why? What was the point of that? I mean, I get it. They were trying to do a callback to the original Jurassic Park where the T-Rex saves him from the raptors and everything. But in this case, I don't understand. They did kind of, oh, they're both apex predators, but then what about the Therizinosaurus? The T-Rex, they're cool. They're not going to fight now, or like, I don't. Yeah, a lot of the stuff, including that scene, I didn't really think was that appropriate for kids. I don't have kids. I don't care about people's kids, but I feel like if I brought my kids to that movie, I'd be a little, concerned about that. Didn't like the music in this very much, other than when they, did the original kind of John Williams score. But Michael Giacchino did it. I don't like Michael Giacchino in general. He did one movie I liked. I don't remember what it was, but in general, not a fan of his music. There's a lack of sense of wonder in this movie. The original Jurassic Park, had that iconic scene where they pull up and then da 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 da, and you see the dinosaurs and everything, and it's all shot kind of like a low angle, so you kind of just see them all from like the people's perspectives, and yeah, there's great sense of awe and wonder that like these new movies just really haven't managed to capture. Maybe it's because I'm a lot older now than I was when the first movie came out, and I'm just dead inside. But I also think that they're just not doing as good a job of conveying that as they did before. The dumbest thing in this movie is they focus mostly on bugs. I realize I said there's multiple things that are the dumbest. There's a lot of dumb things in this movie. They focus on these giant locusts for a big chunk of the plot. Why are you talking about bugs? I get it. I get their impact and everything else, but this is a dinosaur movie. I want to see dinosaurs. I don't want to see giant locusts. What are you doing? Jesus. Movie's way too long. It's like 2.5 hours long. It feels like it. It feels like 5 hours. It's boring. It's boring for most of the movie. The beginning is boring. There's a cool chase scene, and then the rest of it's just boring. And I didn't care. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care what happened to them. That's it. I like some of the people from the original, but other than that, yeah, didn't care. Like I said, Colin Trevorrow directed this. I thought he was a good director. I'm reconsidering that now. I'm going to rewatch Safety Not Guaranteed and see. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe he's just a terrible director. I don't know. He didn't do the second Jurassic World, by the way. He did. It was J.A. Bayona who did that one. He did the first, though. He was supposed to do a Star Wars movie. Didn't do it, but I think he wrote a couple of them. I think maybe the last one, Rise of Skywalker or whatever. I don't care. The other writer in this is Emily Carmichael. I'm not really familiar with her, but I think she did a short for Jurassic World before this, which I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about. And the only other credit she had that I recognize is Pacific Rim Uprising, which was the sequel to Pacific Rim that I didn't like very much. And then the other story by credit is Derek Connolly. He also worked on Safety Not Guaranteed with Colin Trevorrow, Detective Pikachu, and the first two Jurassic World movies. So I remember thinking Detective Pikachu was not bad for what it was, and I liked Safety Not Guaranteed. So I don't know what happened here. Got to talk about Chris Pratt here. Sometimes I feel bad about making fun of actors and basically just slandering them on the internet, but I feel like I have to acknowledge it because my sort of personal feelings about them influences the way that I watch the movie. So it was nice for Chris Pratt to take a break from, attending homophobic sermons at his terrible church and tweeting stupidly misogynist things to make this movie. But it's hard to watch a movie where a guy's supposed to be the hero and supposed to be this really cool guy. And in real life, he actually kind of sucks. What are you going to do? Speaking of people who kind of suck, the character of Dodgson is brought back from this movie. He was in the original movie. He's the guy who brings the thing in the Barbasol can to give to Newman. They had to recast him because the original actor, Cameron Thor, is now a registered sex offender. So they recast him with Campbell Scott. So it turns out the guy was actually a bigger villain in real life than he was in the movie. As far as that, like I said, this movie is terrible. I don't know why people are watching it, but when I went there, the theater was almost sold out. I actually had to go to a later show because there weren't really many available seats to the one I wanted to go to. So a lot of people were there. A lot of people brought their kids. I'm sure this movie is going to make a lot of money, and unfortunately, they might end up making more of these movies. But I don't. I'm glad people are going out to the theaters. I wish they would have picked a better movie to return to. So as far as my score, I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. I don't know. I've been all over the place. It's somewhere between there. I was gonna give it a 5 to be nice, but the more I think about it, the more I just think about how terrible this movie was. It had so much potential, and I try not to go into it with high expectations or anything, but like, hey, new Jurassic World movie, they're bringing back a lot of the original cast from the first movie. Sounds great. Cool, let's do this. And they really missed it on this one. They missed the mark by a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. I was gonna be nice and go 5, but I also kind of want to go 3. So 4 out of 10 is where it is. One of the worst movies so far, probably the worst big budget movie that I've seen this year so far. So if you saw the movie, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I will see you here again next week.